Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a new edition of the Daily Debate. In tonight's show, we will be following up the latest developments in Gaza. This is in light of the holy month of Ramadan approaching and Egypt, among other mediators, trying to broker a ceasefire during the month of Ramadan. We'll be following up the latest developments tonight in this edition of the Daily Debate. But before we start doing that, let's check out a few of the main stories making the news today. And we'll start off with President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, who directed to intensify efforts to boost the comprehensive litigation system upgrading in order to ensure swift justice and enforce the order of law equally and honestly on all citizens. This came in a meeting with Minister of Justice, Councillor Omar Marwan, today. Presidential spokesperson, Councillor Ahmed Fahmy, said during the meeting, President el-Sisi was briefed on the measures of activating a law on the Non-Governmental National Alliance for Civil Work and current efforts to develop mechanisms of coordination in order to deepen the concept of volunteering and develop the humanitarian and social values. The spokesperson added that the meeting tackled the developments of the executive situation of establishing the City of Justice in the new administrative capital within the framework of ongoing efforts to achieve an integrated development of the judicial system. Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry held today a joint press conference with the visiting Dutch counterpart, Henk Bruin Slot, following their meeting in the new administrative capital. Shoukry said that the meeting discussed means of boosting political coordination between the two countries on several regional and international issues of mutual concern. Shoukry added that the talks tackled joint cooperation in various domains, including the field of clean energy. On the situation in Gaza, the top diplomat reiterated that the talks focused on opening borders to facilitate the path of humanitarian aid into the Strip, and he pointed out that children are dying in Gaza due to the shortage of food and medical aid, asserting that the Egyptian Rafah crossing is the only border responsible for aid path to the Strip. Shoukry further affirmed the Egyptian and Arab policies seeking an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, which should be implemented before the holy month of Ramadan. For her part, Slot said that Egypt is an important market for investments in the region and stressed the keenness on fostering bilateral cooperation in the fields of climate and intelligent methods of agriculture. Slot expressed concern on any military attacks on the Palestinian Rafah in South Gaza and keenness on releasing hostages in the Strip. And Foreign Minister Shoukry asserted that an immediate ceasefire and a truce in the Gaza Strip should be enforced before the month of Ramadan in order to allow the flow of humanitarian aid and relief staff in sufficient amounts. Meeting in Cairo with senior UN humanitarian and reconstruction coordinator for the Gaza Strip, Sigrid Kaag, the top diplomat also deplored systematic attempts to derail work by the UNRWA agency in support of the Palestinian refugees. The UN official appreciated the important and pivotal role Egypt is undertaking since the beginning in order to push for a truce, defuse the crisis, and to provide and facilitate aid into the Gaza Strip. These were some of the main stories making the news today, but now turning our attention to tonight's topic. Let's check out this report regarding the Israeli actions trying to liquidate the Palestinian cause. Let's check it out and we'll be right back. As the Israeli war enters its 148th day, a senior Hamas official said that a ceasefire in Gaza may be secured within 24 to 48 hours if Israel accepts the Palestinian group's demands in ongoing talks, while Israel signed absent and targeted another group of aid seekers. Egypt is exerting tremendous efforts to reach a fair truce agreement ahead of the holy month of Ramadan. Cairo hosted on Sunday negotiations to reach a humanitarian truce between the Palestinian Hamas movement and Israel in Gaza. A delegation from the movement headed to Egypt on Saturday evening for the ceasefire agreement and a prisoner swap deal. Hamas is to inform Egypt over the response of the Paris proposal regarding the ceasefire agreement. Under this proposal, there will be a 6-week truce during which Hamas will release 42 Israeli women and children under the age of 18, in addition to the sick and elderly. It clarified that each Israeli captive will be exchanged for 10 Palestinian prisoners daily. Meanwhile, Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry said on Sunday that the Israeli acts during its war on Gaza, including targeting the civilian population, imposing starvation and siege, and forcible displacement, represent systematic practices to liquidate the Palestinian cause. Addressing the political consultative meeting between Egypt and the Gulf Cooperation Council in Riyadh, Shoukry said the crisis in Gaza demonstrates the inability of the international community to obtain a ceasefire or to put an end to the Israeli practices. Shoukry also reiterated Egypt's warnings of the grave consequences of any ground military operation by Israel in the border city of Rafah, whether at the humanitarian or the regional security level. He also stressed the urgency of putting an end to Israeli practices that obstruct the delivery of humanitarian aid to Gaza, saying that all aid should enter Gaza, including northern Gaza. The foreign minister highlighted the serious regional conflicts caused by Israel's nearly 5-month-long war, referring to the Red Sea escalation and its impacts on international trade. Shoukry stressed that the security solutions yielded nothing but destruction to the region, adding that there is no solution except by establishing a Palestinian state. He urged an immediate ceasefire in the Strip, where Israel has killed over 30,000 Palestinians, most of whom are women and children.